found the Indians.
Oh, good, man. Good.
They have
Indians in Florida?
They have a hotel that's shaped like a guitar.
Oh,
the fucking Seminoles, you dink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They're about your color.
I just automatically think we're the last ones left. So
Yeah. No, they look at us and they're like, "These are Indians? No way."
because you go to Florida, we look just like everybody else in Florida. We're brown anyways. We look
You're
like
privileged. You know, you are really privileged. You
Puerto
know?
Ricans, the Cubans. We look just like
They
everybody
look at
else.
you and be like, "Oh, Castro forgot that one right there, man." Especially when you got your fucking Capone just a.
That's fat cigar.
They're like,
What are you talking
"Hola."
about? I came here for the fucking rights. I came here for the gator nuggets. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Aboriginal Outlaws podcast. I'm the Sugar Bear.
Johnny B.
I'm Joshua.
All right, you ever have one of those days where you're just doing shit with your family, you're getting stuff done around the house, and all of a sudden you see it's like 6:50, and you're like, "Oh shit, I have to go be a fucking internet star."
That's right.
Yeah, that's what happened to me today, and
Every
I'm
week.
sorry I'm tardy, fellas. But that happens. I'm always a little tardy, am I not?
Yeah, a little tired.
A little bit.
But you know what, man? I love that we kind of have a theme going here with our guests and also with our brother podcast over there, Sage Against the Machine. I'm glad you're not on that one. They'd cancel your ass for some reason. But anyway, I'd like to, a guy who really pioneered and wrote the book on land claims around here in Akwesasne parts. Let's give it up for Mr. Roger Jock. How you doing, sir?
Ooh.
So tell us about the good fight that you've been putting on across from number 9. Across from Gray's Fuels, you know.
Well, that's a deep subject too.
Well,
But you know what? All we have to do is find some time and some courage, and we could do it all.
Yeah.
We just pull together, stop pulling apart. And I think this movement right now is the movement that's going to do it.
Yes, sir. What do you think about what's going on with Braveheart Beach?
Well, you want to go right to that, huh?
I mean, like I said, our brother
there's-
podcast there, one of the guys, the host, he went to jail for it, so, why not?
Just for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think they have a sense of what could happen. I know what can happen, and we just got to prepare and be smart. Because they all know, the state of New York knows, NYPA knows, our land is non-negotiable.
Yes, sir. Now, what advice would you give those that come together and the not-so-smarts do show up and want to get a little too radical here?
Well, may the force be with them.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So how did you meet our good Joshua here, our brother here?
Well, Josh, I mentored him a long time. He grew up in our midst here in Akwesasne, and started looking towards Kanerahtiio. So we welcomed him in, and he started coming around, and we taught him everything that we thought he needed to know. And he picked up a lot more because he comes from both sides of the track. So that's him.
That's right.
That's him. And when the tax fight came, him and his dad, his family actually here in Fort Covenant, that's how I really got to know them, is when they started the fight on taxation on lands that are non-taxable. But the problem is you have people that are too smart, too educated, in a system that's not our system, that apply certain methods on political means to, try to mix it up, their world with our world. It doesn't fit. It's like putting a round in a square hole, and it don't work. So that's how I think that we came to get to know one another, as when he was a younger kid, and this is the only guy I knew, but I had heard about what he was trying to do when he homesteaded here, you know, he was stacking these damn bales, you know, and I'm like, damn, that's a good idea. I'm going to go over and see that. I can't believe that, you know. And I says, you know, we built a lot of forts up in the barn, you know, and everybody was out hanging out. And, you know, when he got married and had a family, he did this this hay bale house, and I'm sitting in it today, and it's pretty cool. It's muggy in here, but it's in the wintertime, I bet you it's nice and warm.
Nice and warm. We sweat in the winter too.
Yeah. Who'd have thought, you watching him as a young man making hay bales, that he was actually out there thinking, like, I could make a house.
Yeah.
Like, he was making forts, but he was just like, this could work.
Yeah, I was worried that those pigs that he was raising was going to eat the hay.
Yeah.
You know, should literally start eating the house, you know, and hey, what's going on over there? Oh, I don't know. Looks like the pig had little ones, you know.
Yeah.
But boy, he had some hogs over here.
You did have some pigs.
I did.
No, he had hogs.
Yeah, I had hogs.
Huh?
Yeah, he had
Did you ever
hogs.
catch him looking at your house like, that's yummy?
I didn't, but I had goats eat a hole through the wall before.
The goats, huh?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about the hogs, just
Yeah.
the goats.
Yeah, they stand there a little taller so they can reach.
Yeah, they were bad.
Yeah.
Oh, none of you guys were doing it. Someone had to. This is a comedy
I
podcast.
I see what you did there,
Oh,
sir.
man,
Yeah,
good one.
yeah.
You're all right, kid.
So he was a good student, would you say?
Absolutely.
Great, man.
Yeah.
So do you feel that when too many people are trying to do it the New York State way, especially I'm not trying to get in too much trouble here. Remember,
Get in trouble.
I'm
Do
just a moron with a little tiny opinion. I'm open to being, taught the right way. But do you feel that when certain peoples that speak for us and they have an emblem or a logo on top of their building or whatever, do you feel like they have to follow too much of an agenda? Like almost, I don't want to say like sponsorship, it's like, anyway, you can have this, but as long as you show the label. But what I'm saying is that, do you feel anything done land claim through any certain entities that it's too much of a guideline set by New York State or by Canada?
I believe that there's too much brainwashing. People are brainwashed, and they learned how to be a good white man, or in the white system, or in the colonial system. But we always say that too, and that's so wrong, white man. It's so wrong. It's like, it's a way. It's there's a word I heard somebody use, capitalism. And that's pure capitalism. That's that whole teaching about how to take something from somebody else.
Right.
And basically, and that's what they taught our people to do to ourselves, to do the imploding.
Yeah.
So, and that's too bad that that's like that. It's hard to look at a screen or whatever. I like to look at people when I'm talking to them.
You can.
Yeah,
just pretend that's not even there.
Yeah, so it's like, it's the way it is. I hope I answered that well for you.
Yeah, yes, you did. And it's something I do notice myself, because we have gone for some grants, because I feel like we as a collective, the three of us, feel that what we are doing is art, and what we're doing is also indigenous art. It may not be us sitting here in buckskin, doing war cries every episode, but we are proud to be indigenous. We are indigenous voices, and what we are doing is some kind of art form. We're doing comedy. Some of us do music. And the thing is, I noticed that when you get grants, they have certain expectations of what you're going to do with that money. And I have to assume that certain entities, you see what I'm doing here? I'm kind of trying to play safe because I don't want to get.
Well, I mean, there's
But certain entities that get bigger money,
yeah.
I'm sure there's more like, you're going to do this, right?
Oh, well, those entities are a mouthpiece for their funders, and we're not.
That is true. But we get more views.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you though, there's a way to go after that funding. And sometimes you have to do that. We have to do these things for the better good, for the future. We might have to sacrifice to make that happen for the future. And that's the way I feel on a lot of things. Right now, I feel I'm running out of time. I don't want to waste time no more. It's so, when you get to a point with health and everything, you start to think about, man, I can't let these hours waste anymore. I got to make every hour count. And we don't have nothing to be afraid of. We are who we are. We just have to be who we are. That's the hardest point, because they have erased that from our minds.
But how do you feel about some of us that have to play the game?
More power to you. You know, there's a call a spade a spade. You know, and that's basically what it is. You know, you're doing things, bring awareness, bring laughter. You know, it's cool. It's really good. I like it. It's fun to watch. Especially when you go into topics like this, and because we might have to all do this in a way that it might look bad to somebody else. But in order to play over there, out there, this is what you got to do. Use the tools that were given to you. They weren't given to me. Your tools are given to you. Use what you feel is right. If you have a question, ask, is this going to affect my future? Is this going to affect who I am? Is this going to affect... Because a lot of us go around and talk about sovereignty. Sovereignty. Wow. Do you want to go there?
Absolutely. That's my gift. I always go there.
Yeah, let's go there.
What is sovereignty?
I think the closest I have ever seen to a sovereign person on sovereign land was actually our brother right here. When I first met him, you were like practically nomad. You were, your children were off the grid, as were you. I mean, Christ, when I met you, you know, you practically ate what you grew. You were skinny as hell. I'm sorry. Not that I'm trying.
We're a lot thinner.
I'm not trying to make fun of you, but I'm just saying is that.
Let me make fun of him.
Go ahead.
But what I'm saying is that it was almost like you were preparing. You were preparing, and you were a lot closer to being ready for whatever that may be. So whether we have to fight or go back to old ways, like say everything goes back to zero, and we're back in you know, the old ways. You know, you were the only person I knew at the time that was closest to being, you know, prepared. You know? And I thought you were just an impressive specimen when I first met you. And then when you started...
Now you know the truth.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm just saying where you were when I first met you, I was impressed. I even told you, I'm just like, God damn, man, I'm glad I met you.
Yeah.
And yeah, then you changed.
Yeah.
But then
Don't forget.
I'm no longer sovereign.
I think you started having more gluten. You had
It was
Let
good.
yourself go quite a
You
bit.
started having more gluten, and it changed you. No,
It was the
kidding.
good.
You started eating that hamburger bun.
I,
God damn it. That bread, it's all that bread, man.
well, don't forget you have a podcast now. You own a podcast because I made you a podcast for you to be in charge of.
Yes, I know, and I am very grateful for that. But what I'm saying is that sovereignty is something that, to me, is admirable. It really is. I would love it if we could be sovereign people. If I could be a sovereign person, if I could be more, a little more farm to table conscious, a little food sovereign, growing my. If I could eat my lawn, that would be amazing. But the thing is that to get to where, like Sterling Harjo and Lily Gladstone, to break barriers where they're at.
Yeah.
How sovereign were they?
Probably not very much.
Exactly. So I want to break barriers over here, but yes, I also do want to be over here. I'm stuck.
Yeah, what would you tell? So I don't know. I found my way there, but I seem to be an enigma in a lot of ways. So how would you advise? Like, you got younger than us men looking for a way in. I often hear people almost complain that the knowledge isn't out there, even though I think it is. They just got to ask. But what would you say to lead young men down Jock Road?
I would tell you, I would start by reinforcing Kanerahtiio, teaching what Kanerahtiio really is. Kanerahtiio isn't just a word; it's everything that's in that Kanerahtiio that gives you your freedom. Being free is sovereign.
Mm-hmm.
Being like nature outside, all those plants that grow outside with the sun and the oxygen and the rain and the earth, that's sovereign. Nobody gives that permission. Nobody gives it anything. It's nature. It's natural. That's what we are. We're natural.
Mm-hmm.
That's sovereignty. That's freedom. That's free. So if we can just remember who we are, and by going back that far and realizing that everything that we're taught is how to be free.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be under anything or anybody. We all are our sovereign. As much as you want, you have to be who you want. And that's where it's got to go, and that's where it's got to be. Now, the ways of the longhouse, though, is when a person or a nation comes to the understanding of what Kanerahtiio is, and they choose and they choose to be part of the longhouse. The door's not closed for them. The door's always open for them to come in and be part of us and be free. So, ones that grew up without the understanding of what this is I'm talking about have never heard what I'm talking about, never understood what I'm saying. And they come to the longhouse searching. That longhouse is not a building anywhere. It's where we live. It's where we are. It's who we are. The longhouse is made up of all of us. All living things is the longhouse. And if you can come in and live in peace with us and be peace with everything else, you're welcome to be a sovereign, free person again. If you never were given that opportunity to become Ganeshuni Unwe, you have to make up your mind what you want to do. What path do you want to follow? How do you want to become part of that sovereign? You have to listen. Listen. And the path will be laid out for you. You're the only one that can follow it. Whoever the person is the only one that can follow that path and the teachings within it. And that's the breakdown that we have in our communities today, because we worship houses.
Mm-hmm.
We don't worship nature outside. We do everything like it's a ceremonial grounds to go to longhouse, and have to have a ceremony.
Right, a holy place.
But as long as each and every one of us have that holy spot where we feel that we can have peace and sovereignty to do a ceremony is welcome, because we're in the longhouse. The great longhouse is the sky and everything underneath the sun. That's the longhouse. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, well,
Time to smoke now, right?
you blew my fucking mind, man. Now, for our listeners out there, we have a wide range of people that follow us and stuff, watch our show. Not all of them speak Gunyagal, so can you please tell our listeners what that word means?
Which one?
The one here.
So the who's that?
So the who's the
Oh,
The other
listen.
one.
Ganashuniumwe?
Yeah.
Ganashuniumwe?
Yeah.
Well, Ganashuniumwe is the way of the longhouse. It's the way. It's the way. It's the way of the longhouse. But they didn't. It was the house that everything lives in. Ganashuniumwe is. It covers everything. It's not a building though. It's our house.
Right.
It's our house, and this is the problem when Europeans came. They didn't understand that our house is not for sale.
Right.
They didn't understand that, oh, they got a longhouse over there. That must be what they're talking about. You know, they do all this stuff in that longhouse over there. But it wasn't what we were talking about. It was talking about everything in this great natural world of Turtle Island.
You know, I have brought this up several times that a certain government body around here, a certain entity, if you will, one of those that has like a logo and an emblem.
I've seen them.
Yeah,
There's a couple.
they really are just a. It kind of hurts, you know, because especially since it's around the corner of my house, they really, really enjoy deforestation. So, and now that I saw more plans of what they want to do with that land, I was like, oh wow, so more trees are gonna go.
Is that a generational thing?
The thing is, I'm conflicted.
Yeah.
This is why I'm glad you're here. I am conflicted because what's gonna be there in the future? Yes, most of my family is probably gonna utilize it, but fuck, I hate seeing all that. Like, are they planting over here when
No,
they cut down over here?
I don't know.
I sure hope they are.
Why would they?
Yeah.
Why would they?
Yeah. What is that drive? I've noticed the drive of like some people to flatten the land as if a tree can grow overnight, and it can't. Even the richest guy in the world can't make a tree grow faster.
Yeah.
You know, that brings my memory back to Barnhart. And a comment was made. So, and the comment was that the man that removed my sign was mad because I screwed some screws into the tree. And I'm like, you know something? I asked Mother Nature, I asked the tree before I did that, and I offered the tobacco, and I offered the words of peace to that tree to help me to do the task that was at hand. And that's what happened. And if white people understood that we have the way to talk to the plants, we have that way to communicate with nature, that's, if they wish to understand that. We didn't just go up there and pound in screws in that tree, and we didn't go and suck the life out of every damn maple tree in the whole northern New York. You know, we didn't do those things. We do ceremony, and we ask for permission, and we give the thanks for our brothers, those trees. And that's the whole thing, you know. And that kind of like rubbed me wrong. And you know, maybe if you listen to this podcast tonight, you'll understand who we are.
Yeah, it's a little funny. They destroyed an entire island and destroyed an entire river system, but you put a screw in a tree.
Well, honestly, that sounds like he was just trying to be ignorant.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like he was trying to belittle what you were standing for, and he was just trying to be
I
like,
gotcha.
Oh, what about that?
Yeah, gotcha.
What about the rubber on your shoes? What about the
Oh,
Yeah.
nobody wants us to go back to the woods.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need for us to go back to the woods. As long as we keep the communications between us and nature, that's all we're required to do. And sometimes nature needs our help. A lot of times now, nature needs our help. Are we willing to give that help? I am. Because without what's out there, we are going to cease to be here. We are going to cease to be alive without nature. Mm-hmm. So we have to work like we always have been, one with nature. So
it brings me back to John Trudell in Braveheart when he says, "We choose the way of earth." You know, that whole monologue.
Yeah.
It was like, wow. Yeah. And you live it. You live by that. So.
Yeah. I want people to come around, and I told my wife that, these guys are funny, you know what I mean? They're going to probably roast me. And I was like, I'm ready for it.
I think we respect you too much to roast you.
And
I mean, we can.
If you don't mind.
Hey,
I do have one roast.
all right. We're going to...
That fucking wooden statue out there. Sometimes I think it's you. I'm like, holy shit.
How many people have asked you that? Yeah. You probably get asked that quite a bit. Why the fuck you always standing outside of the
Why you always facing east? What the hell?
You always stand there like you're looking for something.
All right. It's a beautiful time right now.
Indeed.
Creation's watching out for me. That poor Indian, he went to hell and back. And I put that statue back together and stood him up there. And man, our skin tone is the same color.
Indeed.
But I even put feathers on him now.
Yeah.
I put the feathers on him, and I'm like, when people come to visit us, we want them to see us.
Yeah.
When you go visit the Amish, what do you see? You
Dirty
see
little children.
You see a lot of children. You see a lot of Amish.
Scary kids.
But it's whatever it is.
You ever notice the Amish all look the same?
They're supposed to, so there's no greed, there's no jealousy. That's the reason why they do that.
Yeah.
It's so that they keep morals. They're not envious of their neighbors.
They sound like the real Indians.
Yeah. I mean,
I was just going to go there. Would you say Amish are sovereign?
I would say they're the most sovereign thing that people in the territory.
Mm-hmm.
They're the M&M. The pale skins did it the best. We gotta.
They gotta learn how to bathe though.
That is
But
true. I'm still not buying their cinnamon buns.
No pies? No Amish pies?
No.
Come on,
What, some cow shit patties?
I want to tell you something, guys.
Tell me.
They ain't vaxxed either.
Nope.
And they must be doing something right because earth is in their nails. They use their hands on everything. They dig in the ground. They do all this stuff, and we might make jokes like that. But me, that hurts my feelings because I envy that myself. That's the way they live yet today. And we used to be like that. We used to live like that. And that nature, that Mother Earth was our medicine. And now we have to shower 3 times a day, to smell right or smell whatever, but still, man, if you're cleanliness and if you're good at it, you don't have to worry about that stuff, but But I'm just saying, those people don't have it hard. They don't have it rough.
No
So
bills.
we shouldn't feel sorry for them. But
Yeah.
we should honor them in a way that, man, their food is a lot safer than Walmart's food.
Indeed.
And, it's real. Their food is real.
Mm-hmm.
And my hat's off to them. You can go back on them again if you want.
They're not
we
gonna,
will.
they're not
We will.
gonna see this, but
We will. They won't ever see this. You can say bad things. Don't you fucking hate when you're in the middle of the fucking road with that goddamn horse?
I'm gonna
run
tell
your
you.
fucking horse over.
I'm gonna tell you something. I seen a horse come flying into Goodleaf. I said, "Man, that's the first."
and then he left slow. He left slow.
He came for some hay.
Sideways.
I realized that they weren't in a hurry to get that. They weren't in a hurry to get some pre-rolls. They were in a hurry. They were trying to stop the horse. The horse wanted something. So the horse got away on the old ladies, and I ran after the horse and caught the horse, slowed it down, helped them out. But it's always the first.
Do they ever stop in and get some?
Yes, they do.
Nice, good men. I like
You know what it is, though? They don't smoke medicine. They use medicine.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to work that out with the Amish. They got tiers like elders,
Yeah.
so we just about got that worked out where the medicine part, the benefits of the medicine is they're missing out on it because of fables.
So you're opening a new market, the Amish market.
That's right.
Yeah.
If I could get them to grow, you just think about how good that pot's going to be,
Yeah. Right.
And this is all organic pot, and that's what we need. So now that I let the cat out of the bag, you guys can all run with it because I'm tired.
The weed might be so good, I might just actually try one of them apple pies.
Yeah. You'll be too high.
I'd be like, give me one of those cinnamon buns. Sure, give me.
Come here, dirty.
Give me this. Take it with the same rag that was around your head.
Here's $5. Buy
Sure,
some shoes
thank
for your
you.
kid.
I'm like, wow.
Well, I thought maybe I could give you a different look on.
I know we're goofy.
Johnny, just make sure you clean them damn boots off before I give you a ride to Malone.
Oh man, it's not in the boots, it's in the flip flops.
Yeah.
I did see an Amish one time coming in to get gas. And I said, what do you need gas for? He says, oh, for our generators. And I was like, he's fucking cheating. What are you doing? I'm kidding. This guy.
He fires up the generator when everybody's asleep.
He waits till the elders go to bed. Put the fucking PlayStation on.
I got a pretty good story. A few years back when the Amish started coming up, they started migrating up here to be with the Mohawks. And they started to looking for buying up lands here and there. They ended up at the TBI building, at the Tree Feathers Casino building, before it was Tree Feathers. And they went in there and they were talking with Tony Laughlin. And they were trying to buy some land that Tony had on his tax block. So what happened was about 5 of them show up at a TVI building, and they're all huddled up in Tony's office. And I walked in on them. And there was one man, one Indian guy sitting there around these 5 cowboys. And I says, I always wondered what it looked like when the white man came to take the lands. And now I see it all over again. Our land is not for sale. And that was like Tony started selling different parcels of the lands that he had acquired over the years. So it was really good that, anyways, there was a guy named Wayne that worked for Tony, and he was like Tony's right-hand man. He knew everything about everything. And Wayne was a little short white dude with a big beard, you know. And I said to the cowboys, they had big white beards. I said, hey, this guy's out of uniform. This guy's out of, you know, or Wayne was like, he's smiling. He's like, well, one tooth there, you know, and he's smiling. Like, those Amish guys, they didn't know what to do. It's just, this guy here, he's right out of uniform, man. What do you do? What do you do with them guys?
That's the one wearing the wire.
The one wearing the wires, right?
But it's just a string that goes to a can.
The other guy's just hanging out in the carriage still. Jesus Christ.
Man, no, that's real high. That's undercover shit, man. That's a really.
They're out there taking notes.
That type of shit goes way to the tip top of the CIA right there. Those are CIA tactics, boys.
They got a chisel, right?
Yeah.
That was the scribe.
Talk slower.
Turn the volume up on this can, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it ain't like they watch TV anyway, so I'm not worried.
They
about
won't even
them
look at
watching
it. They won't even look at your phone. Like
No.
I've had plans on my phone, and they won't look at it. I gotta print it off and go over
Really?
it. It's a pain in the ass.
Huh.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
shit.
they like mean it.
Yeah.
You give them,
You know, they
Like
come down to
fucking-
the reservation, you know, and they see all
Yeah.
these young, beautiful women over here, you know, and they really dress with the short shorts, you know, and those Amish guys, they really have a hard time. I said, you stop looking now.
Jesus is gonna be mad.
Yeah, don't you be looking.
Like that fella doesn't slouch anymore all of a sudden when he came to town. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
I've
we
said-
do the same thing when we see other women, right?
Hey, baby, that's a beautiful ankle you got there.
I like their wrist.
Roger, I'm curious.
Here we
about
go.
how do you feel about polyamory? Because it's really making a big comeback. But the thing is that a lot of people they like to say, they like to say that it was almost like our traditional ways.
He's talking about when long time ago there are instances in history
Okay,
where
relax, George Lucas. Yeah.
long ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Polyamory is basically like multiple partners. You have as many wives or as many husbands as your heart desires. If you have a lot of love, that's how it's done. So how do you feel about that?
Well, we're starting to see that through going down to Mohawk Valley and everywhere and looking at how can there be a Turtle Clan village, and how can there be a Wolf Clan village and a Bear Clan village, all in different areas, but it's all one clan. So those women had to have partners. So if we look at, I mean, just going down and getting the feel of the valley and how it must have been that the men were not of that village.
Mm-hmm.
They just fathered the children because all the children there were all the same clan, and that's where the politics of the clan families were separated into what the roles of different clans are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really awesome to think about how the women would choose their suitor, because they picked men that were strong. They picked the best, you know, because they needed to have strong children. They didn't need to have weak children. You know, it's weird, but that's just the way it looks like. Even in nature, it's like that. The young, the weak didn't survive.
No.
They didn't survive to breed.
Yep.
And that was how you look at everything. Everything's the same way, except for marijuana.
Yeah.
That one little plant has this one little flower come out, and it's a male plant. Well, guess what's going to happen? He's only that tall, but he's got one little bud there, and it's going to burst open. And guess what?
Gonna have seeds in your weed. Gotta kill that motherfucker.
I love seeds.
Yeah.
So, because seeds, without seeds, it's over. But when you have seeds, it's not over.
I like that. Did I
Only in
mention
the
Who in
commercial
this room
world.
still has seeds?
Did I mention I'm seedless now?
Yeah.
I'm afraid I put a kink in the hose.
Oh shit! You
I'm
kinked it.
Yeah, I'm afraid. So, what do you feel about women that choose men like me? Choose me as their man.
They want to have fun.
You're a fun guy.
Yeah.
They want to have fun. I mean,
Call me a mushroom.
on, you
I'm
know
a
what I
fun
mean?
guy.
maybe they don't want to have children either.
I feel like I failed you because I'm just sitting here with this cake batter with no egg. It's just like it's not even gonna grow.
I mean, you've made enough cakes.
Yeah,
True.
you got enough.
I made enough
cupcakes.
cupcakes. Yeah,
You're good to
right.
go.
I have
You're
eight,
critical.
I have 8 children.
Oh man,
Yeah.
why'd you stop?
What?
She said no.
The record's 21 here. You know.
My nuts were sore.
Fuel oil costs a lot these days. Gotta heat that house.
The Wi-Fi can only. It's only so fast.
It can't reach the other end of the house.
I need like commercial grade Wi-Fi.
So 4 kids are constantly running off data.
Every device.
Oh,
Get.
I always said if I could have 15, I would have 15. Like my
Yeah.
mom and dad, you know. My mom and dad had 15 of us, and you know, we grew up. The life was so much easier because we had brothers and sisters, and the load wasn't so heavy on one, or it wasn't, you know, and it was so different a lifestyle of having a family, and you know, and that's a Bear Clan village. I'm gonna tell you, that was a Bear Clan village. Jock Road, you know, and that's what it's all about. It's like my father and mother worked hard, raised us, and you know, and taught us what we know today, and made us who we are.
How did you guys get this way? Like, I know your mother, like, started things that are like the Indian Way School and things like that. Like, how did it start? Where did she start from?
You know, my mother was always conflicted, you know, because her family was both Longhouse and Catholic.
Church, yeah.
And one day my mom went out to a gathering. It was in the 60s in Oklahoma. And I think she tried mushrooms because she had a spiritual awakening there. And we don't really know, but it sounds it with marijuana, even marijuana, what that does to me, it just puts wild things. So I'm thinking that she might have had a vision. Well, she said she had a vision, and this old gentleman appeared to her and spoke Gayankeha. and she didn't know who he was. And this man was beat it from head to toe. And he told her what she had to do. And he says, you need to go home. And you need to take all those crucifixes off the wall. And you need to take and build a fire. And you need to put that all in the fire. And you need to teach your children about who they are. And that's where it started. And my mother did a whole switch. And she withdrew us from school and started to homeschool us, which is really awesome because the upbringing that I got is totally, think like Amish. Everything I do, and every time, you know, my brothers, we could do anything. If we put our minds to something, we can get it done. And that was all from the teachings of different people coming and to teach us the real way to live. Mm-hmm. They taught us the medicines, the plants, what to do with them, how to use them. And to keep that alive, which was come from our digenous to us. And that's basically was because of the Indian Way School and what had happened, because what had happened was there was they used to paddle the kids in the schools. And they had this paddle about maybe I'm gonna say 2 foot long. And it was a wide paddle and it had a handle on it. And the kids would get out of hand at Salmon River, and the teacher or whoever would take that and he would, wah! And it got out of hand. So there was a big uprising at Salmon River. And they took the paddle away from the teacher and hit the teacher, I believe, with the paddle. And they all got expelled. There was like 27 students got expelled from Salmon River. And my mother then said, well, we'll open our own school. And she called it Ogohunwet Neha. And the Ogohunwet Neha means the Indian way, the natural way. Ogohunwet. Ogohunwet Neha. So that path was so beautiful. That's the path that I talk about. That's the path that I envision in my mind. That path of peace and sovereignty and freedom. And that's something that you have to learn and grow into. And I'm trying to do my best to be an example to that, okay? I feel free. I'm not under bondage. That's the most dangerous person around. And a lot of eyes. Dangerous. So what do you think of that?
I mean, I definitely would like to get there someday, but it's hard because it's ahead of us. We're trying to get there, but we have to do what we got to do, with mortgages and bills, car payments. I'd love it if we could be, in a way, our own boss. That's what we're working towards. We're trying to, right, fellas? Mm-hmm. But it's a long road. It's a hard road. You You got to go out and play. You got to go out and make funny. You got to show value. And the thing is that is scary to me is that the more we go out and we play and we put on the show and we do what we do, which is either comedy or music, and wherever that will take us, I'm scared that, you know, when the shit goes down and we're going back to the Mad Max times maybe, I don't know what I'm going to do. They're going to be like, what can you do? Can you hunt? Can you kill? I'll be like, I can sing you a song. I can tell you a joke, you know.
But I know somebody that can.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be like, I can entertain you while you guys are eating, while you're all hunting. I'll be like, anyway, 2 Jews walk in a bar, and then he's like, shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean, since there's no more TV, we'll need that. Bring out the clown.
Yeah, you'll be very valuable in those times, Sugar Bear.
Man.
Plus, you can play a guitar.
Oh man.
You'll be all right.
And in a couple generations down, I can just lie to them and be like, yes, I wrote this.
You could tell them you were a lumberjack.
There you go. You fuck.
Yep. Tell them you used to love cutting down trees.
I did not used to love it. It was what we had to do to cut down the food supply of the Emerald Ash Borer. But then the crew after us went out and planted. That was with the Environment Division. I will say that's the one division that's doing it right, I think. You know.
Nature's going to take care of nature, and you don't have to plant a goddamn thing because there's seeds laying dormant. There's seeds, so many seeds laying dormant under the soil right now that's been there since the topsoil started. These seeds are engineered by nature to be dormant. As soon as that topsoil is removed, new growth is going to grow right away because of the way the system is set. That's the way nature is. So we're just fooling ourselves if we think that we can get a grip on the ash borer. It's going to go through, and it's going to do what it's supposed to do.
And it has.
So now, just think, we don't have to feel so bad about cutting live trees down, because most of the trees that ash borer has really did a number on them. But the maple tree, the elm tree, the pine trees now are infected with I don't know what that one is, but that's killing the white pine now. And it's just getting worse. How can we even think that we could be the creator to take on a power like that? We can slow it down, but there's no way. The universe is too big, and everything is meant to happen for a reason, to make us think, what are we going to do? What are we going to do when we can't make baskets no more?
Make them out of oak.
No, I don't know. That might be too hard.
Make them out of plastic.
Yes, that's the road I was going.
There's lots of plastic.
There's a lot of plastic.
There is.
There's way too much plastic.
It's in our balls.
At the art show, I did see plastic, like 3D printed baskets.
Oh, really?
They're pretty badass.
Really?
Yeah.
My dog wants to be on the show.
I must have been too fast. I didn't see that.
It was hot.
Yeah. My son conned me into buying one of his art pieces. He said they're not selling. As soon as I get there, he only had 3 left.
You won.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
That was cool.
Yeah.
You bought your own son's painting.
I bought one of them.
There you go.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I mean, I got one for free he gave me hanging in my...
On your fridge.
Yeah.
I would have
Oh,
just told
it's
my
so big.
kids, be like, you don't have to do dishes this week. There you go. Thank you.
Pay your rent.
He's still, he's still gonna sweep them off my floors.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
But now he's got $10 in his pocket.
Yeah,
This is my
He's like,
V-Bucks.
"Bum,
he's got a little
bum,
bit more for winning first place
I
too.
want to go to Sweet Treats. Yeah.
I still gotta buy my screen. That's his money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still gotta buy my screen.
We got a pandemic going on, with our youth. And, what do we, it's real what's happening to our youth. And it's no joke. And, it really bothers me to think about how are they going to make it? because the phone can give you so much information about everything that you got to do. You just talk to that phone, it'll tell you what you need to do, how you got to fix something, how, you know. So maybe that's the direction that society's going in, where that cell phone is going to do the work. You don't even have to know. You don't have to go to get a degree. You just have to listen to your damn phone. The phone's going to help you do everything now.
And it won't hit you with a paddle.
Yeah, and we don't get hit by a paddle. You just get hit by the bill.
Right.
You know?
That's crazy.
Dad gets hit by the bill, you know, but you know, that's where we're at today.
Nah. They're all just going to slowly die off anyways then. Everybody. We're just going to die. We're hopeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty fucking dumb. And without the phone sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I'm being honest. I make fun of myself many times, but I literally just found out granola was made out of oatmeal like a few years ago. I was like, you gotta be shitting me. I'm like, I thought it was like its own thing. I thought it was like oats, nuts, grains, granola, fucking wheat. I was like, no shit.
Comes from the granola tree.
I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. What? You fucking blew my mind. I went to my mother. I'm like, why the fuck did you tell me that?
They grow
like,
snide.
oh, of course you. And now I'm going back all the years I was in resource room. I was like, it's making so much sense now. Ma, you were being too nice. You should have just told me up front. It's like, look, kid. You're a little different. They're laughing at you for a reason. Okay? So learn to be funny. So you got it, Ma. You know, and I did. But I'll be honest with you, man. I'm pretty fucking dopey sometimes.
No, man, it's good. It's all good. I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was smooth, real smooth. I like that.
Yeah. I still don't understand how seeds can give you mustard. That one, I'm still like, you gotta be. What? I still don't. I'm still baffled by olive oil. Yeah. I'm like, fuck you.
Somebody's out there milking olives.
How you doing? Get the fucking. You know. What?
So somebody out there in a big tub just stepping on olives like they do grapes. The white wine.
He's just sitting on it.
Yeah.
Get that fucking bottle.
Exactly.
They ship it up to that fucking Indian up by Messina. He's gonna buy it at Aldi's. It says it come from Spain. I'm gonna get that one. Yeah. Sometimes I need the internet, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man. Yeah, I got yelled at and was told to hold the flashlight a lot. You know, yeah, I didn't get the...
Yeah.
And then eventually it was just, I'll fucking do it then.
Oh.
Okay. It's like, there. Yeah, thank you.
The work's over here.
Yeah.
Shine the light over here, please.
Right?
Hey, what the hell's wrong with you? But I heard a noise over there. I don't give a hell what's over there.
Yeah,
We're over
it's
here.
like, son. It's like, I'm over there holding up the hammer by the sun. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
So what are some things people can do to be more? What's a first step? What's the first step for some of these people? Somebody's lost. These lost Indians to come
These
back to the
lost Indians?
Yeah.
Well,
I would think.
follow your heart, brother.
Yeah.
Follow your heart, because you know everybody's got a message for you. You know, but you have to weed out the truths in them, and whatever fits you, use it. You know, you take what you want from what you're taught.
Mm-hmm.
Take what you feel you're going to need, because every person's different. Every person has different needs, and you know, so many people hear the message, but they have no way of taking it and applying it to their lives because they have mortgages. They have all these things happening, and it's so true because they have all these damn things going on in their lives that take them away from what they need to do. And it's like, do I make the car payment? Do I, the guy said to me, how come you don't buy a new car? How come you didn't buy a new car yet? What's the matter with you? You got a dispensary. Why don't you buy a new car yet? I says, well, when everybody else has one, I'll get one. I'll buy old cars, and I'll keep old cars going. And that's the way I am. I don't need a new car. I don't need to prove nothing. I already proved what I need to prove. I'm doing what I need to do, and it isn't a car. But basically, like putting up that mechanic shop, it's a good idea. To have people come in, and if I had it my way, I wouldn't charge people to fix their cars. I'd have a lot of cars, wouldn't I, to fix? Because, if people can't afford to get their car fixed, well, buy the parts. And this is the way I see it. Buy the parts. We'll put them in. Make a donation. Make a donation, or be part of this movement. Be part of who we are. Try to help, because then I'll help you. If I see you trying to help yourself, I'm going to help you. But I just ain't out there to be used. I got to see some form of meet me halfway type of thing. And if that could happen, that would be awesome, because a lot of people, like there's a housing crisis, right?
Absolutely.
And we always have to call on the tribe.
Yeah.
To do something that we all naturally should be doing ourselves, helping ourselves, helping our brothers, helping our sisters, helping our families. There's no reason why we should live like individuals when we're a nation. And that's the biggest part, and this is politics now when we talk like this, because I'm going to build you a new house, you're going to have to pay for the mortgage, and you're going to have to pay you're not going to pay the taxes on this land, but we'll pay the taxes. How does that work? Houses should be built and given to. And all you have to do is upkeep the house. Excuse me for hitting the table.
It's okay.
But all you have to do is keep up this house, man. Fuck, if you want to live in a dirt house, we'll do that too, And if that's the way you want to live like that, you don't want to clean your house, then hey, we can build you a house where you can do whatever you want. Because I'm not coming in to inspect your house. You live the way you want to live, and that's freedom. All right? Because we've been programmed by a society. Man, we grew up so goddamn poor, there was dirt floors in our house. What am I worried about? Having a nice floor, having this, having that. I'd rather live on the dirt than I would live in anywhere else. And it's like, that's real. People can live naturally, but can you imagine if we just got to form a bunch of guys, and I could get funding for this. I could get funding for building homes. But for real people, I'd build homes for real people that want to live free. That's the whole thing. Get out of the bondage that yous are all in. I'm not in it. I tried to get out of it. I've been working hard to get everybody out of that. If we can lock arms again and make a coalition and build a house a week.
Mm.
The Amish do it.
Mm-hmm.
They build a house a week. Hey, where'd they get that from? Where'd they get that idea from?
Mm-hmm.
They got that idea right from us.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was no individuality. When one ate, we all ate. There was a one bowl, one spoon. Everybody was taken care of. There was no hunger. But if there was, somebody was to blame, right?
Mm.
Where the hell did you go? You were supposed to go hunting. What happened? You leave your arrows behind?
I was too busy looking for the granola plant.
The mustard seed.
Still trying to figure out what that mustard seed is.
I was squeezing olives.
Man.
No, but I understand what you're trying to say. You're saying that for those of us that want to get back to that, you need to make time for the thing that means the most to you and learn it. Like cooking and feeding my family. I would say that's a thing I take pride in doing. It's not like a job or a passion, but it's something that I take pride in, that I know how to feed my family. But really, I think it would be amazing to learn how to grow food, to be food sovereign. So I think that's the thing that I want to learn in my life. I want to learn how to basically eat my lawn.
You can do it.
Yeah. Well, what would be something you guys would want to do?
I want to grow a granola tree.
You fuck.
Yeah.
He wants a granola farm. I'm not gonna live that down, man.
Yeah. Olives for me. I'm going to go that route. Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Some of the best olive oil, you know. That's really, you know, a good market, the olive oil. I don't think the climate's too good here for it.
I don't think so.
No, I think it's more of a drier
It's
climate.
Mediterranean, huh?
No, not really.
Like Italy,
Italy is, that ain't Mediterranean.
Palestine.
You can do greenhouse.
Could.
Those olives.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not a fan of greenhouses?
I am.
Yeah?
I am, really. Because right now, if, and here's another idea, guys. I'm going to put it out there. You know, building the greenhouses. I often thought that, well, okay, we'll get into growing with, you know, in greenhouses, marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
And I says, well, let's do a percentage of greenhouses that will grow, you know, indoor marijuana, and for like every 5, I want one over here that's going to grow food.
Mm-hmm.
Food is one of the payoffs, because the food, can you imagine if we started to take all our foods that we grow in greenhouses, clean food, and take that into the school system for our kids to eat every day?
Oh, man.
And that's being prepared by us, not being shipped in tractor trailers
Cisco.
from someplace. Yeah, and it's coming right from what we're doing here.
Yeah, I would love that.
You know, and to put these greenhouses up, and that's part of sustainability of our people. We eat healthy. You know, let's get healthy. You know, let's get healthy program. You know. It should be all about that, and I don't know. Maybe they are moving in that direction now, but that's my dream, to do that kind of thing, to bring fresh produce, you know, that are able to grow all year round, and the heating.
Yeah.
The heating.
Right.
The electric. Well. The genius, and when you work with genius people, when you work with people that really put their minds to work on how things could work. Being a farmer, Josh, all that pig shit, all that chicken shit, all those leaves, all that stuff that's under the water,
Yeah.
all of that stuff that grows in the water can be taken and recycled and put into a composting system that will off-gas natural gas. Then you take that natural gas, put it through a compressor system. Now, all this stuff is rotten. It's rotting, right? It's making the gas. So you recoup all that gas, put it through the compressor, and now you run your generators off of that.
Right, to heat your greenhouse.
The heat alone from the off-gassing and the breakdown of the natural way it breaks down, it creates heat. So now you're running your heating system in the bottom of this compost. And I'm talking maybe 600 feet long. And it's built to put all this fruits and all this stuff that ain't eaten, all this stuff that's going to go back and work the system. You build a few of those, and it off-gas the fuel for your electricity to run your depth lights in your greenhouses. Everything's right there. You don't have to plug into anybody out there. It's all right there. It's all in the system, and it all can be worked by even concrete floors. And you put the hot water systems, pumping systems through the floors.
Right.
And you heat the whole place up.
Right.
And all these ways of doing something that is naturally falling off the tree and landing on the ground and getting raked up and turned into a landfill. Should be all put into big mounds where it breaks down right in your backyard.
Yeah,
you know?
or in the community. You can do green box.
And you can take trees, you can take chips, you can take
roadkill.
Everything. Anything goes in there. Anything that's going to off-gas. And it's just a beauty to think about how this could happen if we had some huista.
Yeah. Well, and people, like, I do think there's more people willing, there's more people that want shit done for them than want to do things. I think, that's one of the challenges is if we just had 5% more people willing to do things and not just sit on our ass and wait for it to be done. Like, I'm only one guy. I could only do so much and I got tired. So.
You don't look tired.
I'm pretty tired.
Yeah. You look pretty.
He looks like he can do a lot more, right?
I have sleep apnea. I'm pretty tired.
Yeah.
We all have sleep apnea.
You should have been a drummer. Seriously.
I know, right? I just vibrate.
I like the one that you can generate electricity by with the bike.
Oh yeah.
And they use that in their
I like how we're
Absolutely.
I like how we're discussing building Bartertown.
Bartertown?
You ever watch Mad Max? Beyond Thunderdome?
Well,
Who run Bartertown? That's
yeah, that's cool.
Right? It's all pigs. It's all pigs at the bottom.
Pigs, man. And those ideals. If I hadn't had that TV and watched Mad Max, I would have never seen that shit.
Yeah.
And just to get the thought of how the hell they were feeding electricity to what was left.
Yeah.
To society that was left. All natural gas.
I want to know what they fed the pigs. Because you don't see grain anywhere.
You don't see dead people either.
Yeah.
People. Come on, man.
Come on. What did you think that was all about, man? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Any parting thoughts here?
Whenever you see roadkill on the road, pick it up. Discard it someplace where it's not going to affect somebody walking on side the road, and if it's in your yard, move it. Don't wait for somebody to come clean up that. I like to pick up roadkill because when I take roadkill, I try to take what I can get from that animal. Like if I get a deer fast enough, I'll skin it and I'll take out what meat's left in that whole thing, and I will feed that out. I'll freeze it, and I'll give it to my dog all winter. You know, I'll chop that all up, and that's what I'll do. I'll freeze that for dog food. And, you know, and a lot of other, like, it's not a parting thought, but I just seen a deer that was just as big as a cow on the side of the road, you know, and I was like, damn, that heat really worked on that guy.
Oh yeah.
I think I might have seen that too.
Go touch it. Go touch it with a pin.
Poke it with a stick.
Yeah, with a stick.
So I sent my son out, you know, I said, hey, I seen a deer hit up there by 4. I said, I think there's like 2 of them. Pick them both up, burn them down, you know, and I'll do what I got to do, you know. I'll take the hide and I'll tan the hide, you know, and just to show that we still can do these things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all part of nature. It's all part of what we're doing. And deer are actually the best. They're really good eating right now. They're actually in their prime taste right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the middle of the green grass, you know, and usually, and they're in velvet.
Mm-hmm.
They're good eating.
I better pick off what I can on my land before all the wooded area's gone.
Before they finish mowing down the woods.
It'd be
Yeah.
easier to hunt them.
Yeah. They're gonna mow down the woods and they're gonna call it Maple Lane.
I know. I love that joke.
It's true though. They did that down behind your shop. They mowed down all the trees and they name it after the trees.
Yeah, they did. They didn't want me to do that. They didn't want me to cut all those trees down because I wouldn't have cut all those trees down, you know. And the whole thing about, oh, you had to say that. Well, I ain't no clothing thoughts in that.
No, go ahead, go for
know,
it.
Because
We're not gonna run out of tape.
you know, I had visions of taking that land, the men's council, take that land and develop it, like I wanted to do, build houses for people.
Yeah.
And just turn it over to them. They can live in the house, but you don't have to own the house. Take and use something that's given you to use. Take it and use it like it's not yours. You know, because if it's yours, then what's it going to look like? Or, you know what I mean? It's like, that's one thing where we came from, you know, building these homes and trying to do things for people that needed homes. Well, it kind of went sour when we ran out of money. Our whole plan was to get Three Feathers Casino going, and through the Three Feathers Casino, the revenue was going to start all things that basically what the tribe was trying to do and is doing, because they got the backing of Big Brother, right? So we were going to do that to start creating housing and food and everything for our people, by starting that one place across from number 9. So when we ran out of funding for the casino shuttered, and they took us to court, and they lost that battle. And we came back, and we were like, well, if we could find the funding, we would open Three Feathers back up if we could find the funding. But we weren't able to find the funding to do it. So, but that whole program was for the future. And the tribe, this was when Eric Thompson was on council, and Mike Connors, and Bev Cook. So they come and talk to me about they were going to buy the land. They were going to go and buy it across from number 9 from the people that I have supposedly taken from.
Right.
And stole
that Indian land.
Stole this land. And, well, they ended up paying $400,000 for that land to that family. with the assurance that I would not interrupt what they were going to do. They were going to build the houses, affordable homes for people. They had the funding. But they asked, what do I want? What do I want out of it? I says, well, I want road front so we could have some form of commerce. And I also want 4 acres of land on that side on 37C for the Freedom School site. So the Freedom School would be a centralized place by a river, everything there, you know, and they could have made a nice campus with Kanerahtiio right there. It would have been a beautiful place for the whole campus of Freedom School and canoe racing and all that stuff. And, you know, just the beauty of it. And that's what that's what I had in my mind when this happened. So they agreed. They agreed that they would do that. That they would allot 4 acres of land on 37C for a Freedom School. Me, that's all I wanted out of this, was to see the Freedom School succeed. And then I says I want road frontage over here. So I ended up with 2 acres of land. And it was a messed up 2 acres of land, but I don't care. They put a fence up. They put a fence around me, marking out I have to stay inside the fence.
Stay in your fence, dog.
I'm like, oh, that fence don't work. Fence don't work for me, you know. But
fence
you go ahead and
dozer.
you go ahead and put it in there. But you know, that's what you have to do as being a federal Indian.
Why do you think they do that? It seems like everything they touch, it goes away like that. You know, I'm sure people go in there with good intentions. Some people. Like, not everybody, but I think some people go in there with good intentions.
I think it changes them.
Yeah.
I think they can't fight with the lawyers, the attorneys that they hire that are so brainwashed, whitewashed, and everything. They don't even have a clue how to shit Indian.
See, I'm gonna run next year. I promise to throw the lawyers off the roof.
You know, to have lawyers come back.
Yeah.
You know, we always thought about how we could use a lawyer, an Indian lawyer. How great it would be to have native lawyers. But the fucking problem is that they taught these people from childhood. They didn't grow up in the longhouse.
Right, they didn't grow up Indian.
They didn't grow up Oklahoma. They don't have a clue as to what Oklahoma even means. But yet you take people that come from Kanerahtiio that run into tribal elections and become tribal chiefs in there, and basically has to go the white way of governance. They can't go. There isn't no such thing as another way, only by longhouse. They adopted Robert Rules of Law, right? Roberts, was that the right word?
I believe so.
So they adopted that, and that's what they've been going by. But to see them being brainwashed, and then they come back and they steer the goddamn ship. Do you get it? The ship.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. Let's see what you did there.
Yeah, you know, I'm pretty
It's
smooth
like there's
when it
two
comes
rows.
Yeah, so I don't want to be confrontational. All right, but
No way.
Not
But-
you, man.
Not you.
Not you. Did he really just say that?
He tries his best not to offend. Yeah.
but when the shit makes sense, I mean,
Absolutely.
you got no help. You got no choice but to say it, because you know people got to hear a different way or
Yeah.
a different view. And the way I see it is they follow what they've been taught by them to the T. And it's sad to say that they've taken us down many, many rabbit holes.
So what do we do about it? Like, sometimes I think, well, we could control that system. There's an, if we vote it together with an agenda, with a clear agenda, and we put someone in that will follow that agenda, and we back them. Like, if they get in trouble because they're throwing lawyers off the roof, then we, back them.
I think Indian lawyers is small potatoes. I think we need Indians with the judgeship.
Yeah.
I beg to, no, I don't think so.
Why? They're the ones that can make the law, right?
No. Judgeship?
Yeah.
No. It totally it takes away, it takes your freedom away when you give somebody judgeship. Only the way the way it should be, and that's tough. It's tough when you take religion out of our way. Take it out. Take religion out and put Guyana Lagoa back in play. Guyana Lagoa is going to put you back in play, but it also puts law and order in play as well. It protects everything that's going on in our territories. It protects every moving part that we can't really do right now. Like within our confederacy, we are supposed to be the ones that are watching whenever something happens that's not according to Guyana Lagoa. Breaks the peace. What's the peace that we're talking about? The great peace. Well, anything that's going to affect you. If I do something that's going to affect you, I'm breaking the peace. So I'm going to stay. But if you're doing something, I'm going to absolutely tell you. You're doing something wrong. I mean, that's what we don't do no more, man.
Yeah, we don't even talk to each other. Like,
We don't do that. We just let you go and fuck everything up. Because we're afraid to offend you. But you know what we're doing? We're killing our future. We're killing and we're smothering the freedom of who we are. We're doing it ourselves by not being on top of things. This isn't our way. Our way is to laugh and have fun and make sure everybody's taken care of. I mean, it's a tall order, ain't it? It's a large order. But I think, if we start to work, I'm doing it. I'm not waiting. I says I want people to come to our community. I want them to see an Indian. I want them to see an Indian when they come to Goodleaf. I want them to see an Indian when they go to Twin Leaf. You should see the looks I get just because I got a feather in my hair. Everybody was like, is there a movie camera somewhere?
You probably get a lot less looks if you had a sick bolo tie too. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
What was that again, man?
the bolo tie.
Oh, shit, man.
Like
That'd be a Washington Redskin, huh?
Like you're getting ready to run.
Forgive him. Junior Big Tree with his grandpa, the bell ringer of St. Regis. You got it.
I was never gonna go there.
I did.
Oh man, he did have a sweet collection of bolos in his
Fuck, you're right, man. One for every day in a week.
When I'd go over and visit him, he'd have them just all on a rack too. Just,
Yeah.
oh my God.
You see what you did to me earlier? That's what he would get me. He's like, "What the fuck you doing with my Wednesday bolo? Oh, take it off, you fuck!" He's like,
That had the big turquoise.
That's my New York State bolo. Put the Pennsylvania one away.
You know why he had that? Because he couldn't tie a tie.
There you go, man.
Can't either.
I have to go to YouTube every time.
Yeah. I still got my tie. It's tied. I just gotta slide it up when I'm throwing it on, so it still looks professional.
Well, anyways, we touched on some good things.
Yeah, we did.
Tonight, man, and
It was.
it was a good night.
We gotta have you back. We gotta have you back.
Mm-hmm.
We all agree.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
These guys will tell you one Indian thing they did since you were here.
I smell your joint.
Yeah, I made a baby and gonna walk in. Apparently, it came undone.
Wait a minute. Are we still live?
You know, I think we might be. I think we're related.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
We could be.
Yeah, my great grandma Mary, she was a Jock, and she married a Wood.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
My great grandmother, she came from Somerstown.
Mm.
She was a French woman.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm proud of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't change my family. I can't change where I came from. You know, just be proud of it. You know, it was a few generations back, but you know, I still have the traits. I'm halfway. No, I don't say that. You know,
would explain
I just
this. That
yeah.
would explain this.
yeah, you know, those fuckers, they fucked all over.
That's written in a fine print when you're an Indian. They see it. Don't leave. Just keep the sleeves rolled down.
Yeah. Hey, you want to see the other half? No, I'm just kidding.
It's got fucking white ass cheeks. That's a true Indian right there.
Burn neck.
Don't laugh. A lot of iron workers are like this.
That's right.
We never get to see the sunset when we're working iron, man. I'm gonna tell you. We get maybe a day off. We come home.
And believe it or not, you don't get to wear shorts when you're
Yeah,
working.
and you can't wear short. You can't wear short.
Not even Carhartt shorts.
No,
Nope.
not even.
No, not even. Not even if you got some brand new Red Wings on. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
He worked there.
I worked iron for a few years
Oh yeah.
out of high school.
Oh yeah.
Yep. 440.
Then he fucked it up.
I mean,
How did you fuck that? That's so fucking.
I got in a car accident.
Oh,
Coming,
okay.
I was on the windmills in Altona. I can just work like 7 days a week. Just fell asleep coming back. You know, them goddamn telephone poles.
Always in a fucking way.
Yeah, they put them in some fucked up places.
Yeah.
You know, every time we go off the road, they're there.
Fucking hate that retreats. Yeah, and I just didn't feel like going back after that. So I got into the just being
The what?
being Indian around the rest.
See, these are
He
two
got
guys.
into
I'm
the
gonna
bar-
give them both a mohawk and some feathers in their hair, and we're gonna fucking rule.
There you go.
He got into the barter
ready?
system.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You know,
I'm ready.
we got to make things turn around here. You know, and the only thing you're gonna do with that is, if you gotta eat, your family gotta eat. I gotta eat. My family gotta eat. Same with everybody. You know, and we gotta start pulling together. There's too many divisions, and man, if we could get the women to think like this. Somebody told me they are.
Too bad girls never like each other.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
yeah.
You can. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll say
Stand,
it.
go ahead
I'll
and
say
stand
it.
by that opinion.
I'll
Go
say
ahead.
it. I work in schools. The girls are the worst. They're the meanest to each other. Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, is it?
here you can
Wait a
have
minute.
it.
What time is it? I missed my 420.
man.
I think
I had a
I think
420
it's time.
spot,
Yeah.
man.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Aboriginal Outlaws. I'm the Sugar Bear.
Johnny B.
I'm Joshua.
I'd like to welcome our guests.
Goodleaf.
Y'all will go off for coming? Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yo.